and welcome to Obla Air, a Learn English radio series from the British Council. I'm Joan Walker.
And I'm David Evans. And in this series, we aim to improve your English language skills with the help of a drama about the lives of the staff and passengers of a budget airline in the city of Freeport.
In the last programme, we heard that the Obla Air office was visited by an inspector from the Freeport Aviation Authority, accompanied by the captain's old enemy, Sophia Eden Howe. Here's what happened.
Inspector, welcome to the Obla Air office.
Oh, good morning, Captain. Mrs. Eden Howe, I see you've decided to join us.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, Inspector.
And, are you here on your own this morning, Captain? Where are your staff? You don't run the office by yourself, do you?
No, of course not. It's just that, one of our staff fell off her moped a few minutes ago, and so Betsy, that's our office manager, has gone with her to hospital.
And I think that tells you all you need to know about the health and safety record of this airline. I mean, look at this office. It's a death trap.
So Sophia was doing her best to make sure that the inspection was as difficult as possible for the captain. And today's first scene starts with his business partner, Vinnie Chambers, saying,
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a morning, Captain.
He then asks the captain how the inspection went, and the captain replies,
It could have been worse, I suppose.
And my first question for you today is, what does the captain say about the inspector? The captain then says to Vinnie,
I'm afraid I had to tell a bit of a white lie.
A white lie is a lie that's told with a good intention. And what white lie did the captain tell? And one more question for you. Who visits the Obla Air office and why is he there? Let's listen to the scene.
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a morning, Captain.
Oh, I certainly have.
But the inspection didn't go too badly.
It could have been worse, I suppose. Actually, the inspector seems quite reasonable, more reasonable than Sophia, anyway. She's determined to put us out of business. Absolutely determined.
Yes, and she usually gets what she wants. So we better be careful. So, what happens next?
Well, they're both going to be on the flight on Friday, so we need to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, and I'm afraid I had to tell a bit of a white lie. I said we had a contract with a catering company.
Well, it's true. We do have a contract with a catering company.
Well, it's just that the company doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, that's also true.
Anyway, he'll expect some proper hot food on the flight. We can't just serve cheese sandwiches like we normally do.
Right. We better do something about that. Betsy can find someone, can't she?
With a bit of luck, that'll be the police.
Obla Burgers, get your Obla Burgers!
Officer, you're here at last. Excellent.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. The Freeport Police Department has received a complaint from this office about an illegal trader.
Yes, it's that woman outside. She shouldn't be there. She's blocking the street, and she's already caused an accident this morning.
But she's selling Obla Burgers. Surely she's your responsibility, Captain.
No, officer, she has absolutely nothing to do with us. She is using our name without permission.
Oh, I see. And does she have a licence for that stall?
No, absolutely not. She just appeared first thing this morning.
Well, in that case, I shall go and ask her to move along.
Thank you, officer. Thank you very much.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
So what does the captain say about the inspector?
The inspector seems quite reasonable. More reasonable than Sophia, anyway.
He then talks about the white lie that he told. And what was it?
He said that Obla Air had a contract with a catering company.
Vinnie points out that it's true. They do have a contract with a catering company. But the captain reminds him,
It's just that the company doesn't exist anymore.
There's then a knock on the door, and Officer Peterson comes into the office. And why is he there? He tells them.
The Freeport Police Department has received a complaint from this office about an illegal trader.
An illegal trader is someone who is doing business without proper permission or a license. The captain explains about the woman selling Obler burgers outside, and the officer says,
Well, in that case, I shall go and ask her to move along.
So it seems like Layla will have to move her business somewhere else.
You're listening to Obler Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council.
In the next scene, Betsy and Muzz return from the hospital with some news of Pavy. As you may remember, she fell off her moped earlier in the day. Betsy says,
She's awake and she's in good spirits.
Vinny asks,
Will she be okay for the flight on Friday?
Betsy replies,
Oh no, they're going to keep her in hospital for another night or two.
and that means the captain has got a big problem. He says,
The inspector's going to be on this flight. We need everything to be just right.
and obviously it's going to be very hard for them to make a good impression on the inspector without Pavy. So, as you listen to the scene, answer these questions. What is Muzz's suggestion to solve the captain's problem? What does the captain ask Betsy to do? And what is their final solution? Let's find out. Here's the scene.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Betsy, Muzz, at last. So, how's Pavy? Is it serious?
Oh, not as bad as we feared. She's awake and she's in good spirits.
Well, that's good news.
So, will she be okay for the flight on Friday?
Oh, no. They are going to keep her in hospital for another night or two.
What? You mean she won't be ready for the flight on Friday?
No, there is no chance of that. They said she'll be on crutches for a couple of weeks at least.
You're kidding! Then what are we going to do? The inspector's going to be on this flight. We need everything to be just right.
Well, you are going to have to manage without Pavy, that's for sure.
Oh, this is all we need. We haven't got a catering company, we haven't got Pavy.
Well, why don't you just cancel it?
Cancel the flight? Don't be daft, that would only make us look even worse.
And anyway, we've already sold about 50 seats.
No, there's only one thing for it. Betsy, you'll have to do it.
Do what?
Pavy's job.
Oh, no, not me. If I was meant to fly, I would have wings. I have never set foot in a plane in my life, and I never intend to.
Come on, Betsy, please. I need someone I can trust. Someone who understands Obler Air.
Then why don't you ask Muzz?
Muzz?
Yes, he doesn't mind flying.
Me? You know what? That's not a bad idea. We've still got a couple of days. We could train him.
But, Captain...
And we can probably find a uniform that fits him. I'm sure we've got one somewhere.
Excellent. That's settled then.
But, Captain...
So what does Muzz suggest to solve the captain's problem? He says,
Why don't you just cancel the flight?
but they all dismiss that idea. The captain replies,
Don't be daft. That would only make us look even worse.
daft means stupid. The captain then says to Betsy,
There's only one thing for it. You'll have to do it.
he's talking about Pavy's job on the plane. But Betsy replies,
Oh no, not me. If I was meant to fly, I would have wings.
and so what is their final solution to the problem? Betsy says,
Why don't you ask Muzz? He doesn't mind flying.
the captain replies,
That's not a bad idea. We've still got a couple of days. We could train him.
and Betsy adds,
And we can probably find a uniform that fits him.
Muzz doesn't really have a chance to respond to this, but we'll find out how he feels about his new job next time. You're listening to Obler Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council.
And don't forget that you can find more resources at the British Council Learn English website at learnenglish.britishcouncil.org.
But now let's remind you of some of the key moments in the first half of our Obler Air story, An Inspector Calls.
In the first programme, Captain Obler received a letter from the Freeport Aviation Authority containing some rather bad news.
What else does it say?
It says, let me see. One of our inspectors will visit your office on the 14th of this month. Ah. When's that?
The 14th? Oh, Captain, that's today.
Today? You're kidding. 12 12 o'clock.
That's in less than 3 hours.
In the next programme, everyone in the office was busy preparing for the inspection, but things didn't go quite to plan. Mars was told to get rid of the woman selling Obler burgers outside, but she didn't want to cooperate.
The Freeport Aviation Authority is going to do an inspection at 12 o'clock. And the captain says you can't be here. He says you've got to go.
Well, I don't see why I should. I've spent a long time working on this idea, and I saved my money to buy all this stuff. Captain Obler's got no right to shut down my business.
He says if you don't move somewhere else, he'll call the police.
He can't do that.
I'm afraid he can. Apparently, you need a license to do this kind of thing.
Well, I don't care. Let him call the police.
But Layla, please.
Oi! What do you say, everybody? Should I stay or should I go? Stay! That's your answer, Muzz. I'm staying.
Things got worse for Obler Air in the next programme, when Pavy fell off her moped and injured herself.
Excuse me. Oh, look at all these people. Look, watch where you're going. Honestly. What's wrong with you? You're in the middle of the road. Mind out of the way. I said watch where you're going. Look out! Look out! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you all right?
What's happened? Is she okay?
She's fallen off her moped. Can someone call an ambulance?
Can someone call an ambulance? There's been an accident. Can someone call an ambulance?
Oh, where am I? What happened?
You'll be okay. Just stay still. Everything's going to be all right.
Ow! Oh, my leg hurts.
And last time we heard that the inspection of the office is not the only challenge that the captain will have to face.
Anyway, the inspector will have a chance to sample your catering for himself on Friday.
Friday?
Yes, when the inspector and I will be taking the Obler Air flight to London.
What? I had no idea.
No, I made a booking on the internet just yesterday evening.
Yes, and so did I.
Really? Well, it'll be a pleasure to have you both aboard.
And of course Pavy is in hospital, and so won't be on that flight, which means that Muzz will be working on the plane for the very first time.
Now here's a chance to hear a part of today's drama again.
We need everything to be just right.
Well, you are going to have to manage without Pavy, that's for sure.
Oh, this is all we need. We haven't got a catering company, we haven't got Pavy.
Well, why don't you just cancel it?
Cancel the flight? Don't be daft, that would only make us look even worse.
And anyway, we've already sold about 50 seats.
Now, there's only one thing for it. Betsy, you'll have to do it.
Do what?
Pavy's job.
Oh, no, not me. If I was meant to fly, I would have wings. I have never set foot in a plane in my life, and I never intend to.
Come on, Betsy, please. I need someone I can trust. Someone who understands Obler Air.
Then why don't you ask Muzz?
Muzz?
Yes, he doesn't mind flying.
Me? You know what? That's not a bad idea. We've still got a couple of days. We could train him.
But, Captain...
And we can probably find a uniform that fits him. I'm sure we've got one somewhere.
Excellent. That's settled then.
But, Captain...
But that's all for today. You've been listening to Obler Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council. And remember, you can find more resources to help you learn English at learnenglish.britishcouncil.org. Until next time, from David Evans and me, Joan Walker.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.